Hello and welcome to this tutorial video for the playlongs of Lover by Taylor Swift. Now, on this video, if you are interested, we're going to talk about the chords and we're going to talk about the strumming that you might want to use. And down below in the description are timestamps that will take you to areas that might be of interest to you. So for example, if you want to learn the chords for baritone ukulele, you can skip ahead to that. Or if you just want to see what I suggest for strumming, go ahead to that. Now, before we begin with the chords for GCEA ukulele, I'd just like to talk about the ukulele that I'm using. This was my first really good ukulele. It is a Koloha Opio Sapele tenor. And it was a B stock at Mims Uke. And what happened was I had just gotten into ukulele playing and I knew that I wanted a better instrument. And I saw these listed on Mim's website, and I asked her, I said, not that I'm really there, but how much are they and so forth, and she gave me a deal that I couldn't refuse. This one is a B stock, so it has some spiderweb cracks in the finish, but man, this thing, I don't know if you have a ukulele or an instrument that you play, and every time you play it, it just sounds good and it makes you happy. That's this instrument. Ultimately, it may be my favorite ukulele, including overall my other kolohas or anything else. And incidentally, if I ever see a concert version of this, they stopped making the sapele, I think, because of the finish issues. They stopped making the sapele after the year after I bought this. If I ever see a concert version of this, I will probably try to buy it immediately. It's just a wonderful instrument that wasn't that expensive. It was more than your $50 ukulele on eBay for sure, but nowhere near the $1,000 range that you typically get into a Koloha for. So this is my Koloha Sapele Opio tenor ukulele. Now let's take a look at the chords that you need for the song. There are only 6 chords that you need, and a couple of them only appear in the bridge. The first chord you need is the G chord. Oh, one other thing I should say about this ukulele is that it is tuned with a low G. So if you hear me play a chord and it doesn't quite sound like yours does, your ukulele is probably tuned in the re-entrant fashion with a high G, and so that would sound like, that's what it would sound like for you. This one has that low G at the beginning. Kind of sounds more like a guitar then, but nonetheless, just in case you're wondering. So the G chord, the first finger goes on the 3rd string 2nd fret, second finger goes on the 1st string 2nd fret, third finger goes on the 2nd string 3rd fret, making a V shape, and that's your G chord. The next chord is the D chord. Ultimately, a lot of people like to play it 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fingers on strings 4, 3, and 2 at the 2nd fret. So they'll go like 4 with the 1st finger, 2nd fret, on the 3rd string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret, 2nd string, 3rd finger on the 2nd string, 2nd fret, and they'll play that in a row. Some people don't like that. I generally don't like playing it that way because it's on smaller scale. It's hard for me to get my fingers in a row like that. So there are a lot of other suggestions of how to play D. Some people will try to play it with one finger and just kind of arch up and do it that way, if you can get your finger out of the way. Some people will play it with 2 fingers. I generally try to play it just kind of like a G7 chord. If you know the G7, I put the 1st finger at the top of the 3rd string 2nd fret and the other 2 fingers around it. So the 2nd finger reaches over to the 4th string 2nd fret and the 3rd finger reaches over to the 2nd string 2nd fret, making an upside down V shape like the G7 chord. But that works for me. The next chord is the C chord. 3rd finger, 1st string, 3rd fret. The next chord is the E minor chord. If you put your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string, 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, that's your E minor chord. The next chord is the F chord. 1st finger goes on the 2nd string, 1st fret. 2nd finger goes on the 4th string, 2nd fret. And finally, the A minor chord. The 2nd finger reaches over to the 4th string, 2nd fret. Using my mainland baritone ukulele. I use it so often. This is my only baritone that I often forget to introduce it in these videos. And I obtained this one this summer at the Ukulele World Congress in Nashville, Nashville, Indiana, where Mainland kind of hosts that event. And this was a factory second. also as well. But I love it, love the sound of it, love the look of it with the cedar top and rosewood back and sides. So the chords you need for baritone ukulele, the first one is the G chord, third finger, first string, third fret. Second chord you need is the D chord. The first finger goes on the third string, second fret. Second finger goes on the first string, second fret. And the third finger goes on the second string, third fret. The next chord you need is the C chord. The first finger will go on the second string, first fret. Second finger will go on the fourth string, second fret. That's your C chord. Then you need the E minor chord. So second finger is going to reach over to the fourth string, second fret. Now, the hardest chord of these 6 chords on baritone is the F chord. You'll need to squeeze strings 1 and 2 with your first finger, supporting that first finger, covering both those strings with your thumb on the back. Now, that is not the F chord yet, but just showing that those two ring open. Put your finger near the metal fret itself, not on it, but near it, so you get a nice clear sound of those last two. Then the second finger reaches over to the third string, second fret. Those are those last 3 strings. And then the third finger reaches over to the fourth string, third fret. So you get 1 and 2 pressed down at the same time, 2 and 3 then on the next 2 frets. Now, if that chord causes you issues, don't be concerned. It just takes practice. And even when you do it, sometimes you're going to get a buzz. Don't worry about it. Just keep going with it. Truthfully, that's the same chord that messes up a lot of guitar players, and that's where the majority of guitar players quit, is playing the F chord, which is exactly the same on baritone as it is on baritone ukulele as it is on guitar. So with that in mind, if that's giving you trouble, just play the first 2 strings of it then when you see the chord. And if you get that, then add the next string. So go 1, 1, 2 or 0, 2, 1, 1 if you're thinking from U to the floor. 4 strings, third string, 0, 2, 1, 1. That would work. Skip the 4th string. And then when you're ready, add the third finger to the 4th string, third fret. And then you can play the entire chord. So do what you need to do to play the chord and be happy yourself. And then the final chord that you need is the A minor chord. First finger will go on the second string, first fret. Second finger will go on the 4th string, second fret. Third finger will go on the 3rd string, second fret. That's your A minor chord. Now let's talk about strumming. This whole song, Lover, is in 12/8 time, which means that it has strong beats, if you want to think of it as being in 4 on 1, 2, and 3, and 4, but divided by triplets. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Now you can also count that in 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So let's just do that on the G chord. Play a G chord. And what we're going to do is strum down on all 12. Now, if you notice, I'm going to plant my arm on my ukulele. I'm not going to actually do much with my elbow. All my action is going to be in my wrist, like I'm flicking water off and just going up and down. And it doesn't make me tired. I could do this all day long. It's just a simple downstroke 12 times because there's not a lot of force in it. There's a little bit of a weight on each of the major beats, but then the other ones just get a light touch. Also, make sure that you're strumming where the body meets the neck, because that's going to give you the most sound on this instrument. A lot of people that had guitar experience start playing over the sound hole, but reality is we only pick there if you want to pick something, generally. But when you're strumming, you want to move up into the middle towards the sweet spot of those strings rather than playing down here. You get a different sound quality, if you notice. Really noticeable on a ukulele like this, of when you strum over the sound hole versus over that sweet spot on the strings. So here's what we're going to do. Playing a G chord, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Let's try that with me a couple times. 1, 2, ready, and go. What happens if you miss one of those heavy strums? Nothing. Just keep going and get it the next time. Seriously, that's the secret, is don't give up, don't quit, just keep working till you get it. Now, with that in mind, the strumming pattern for the majority of the verses is pretty simple. G, D, and C, G, D, and C. So I'm going to throw that up here and let's do that in that pattern. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Ready, and go. Now, the other thing that I want to give you an option for is maybe you don't want to do that all the time. Maybe your hand does get tired at first. Maybe you just want to switch it up. The other thing you can do is kind of play a shuffle strum. And what that's going to do is still going to approximate that triplet feel. But what we're going to do is this. We're going to go down, down, up, down, down, up, down. And that's going to be the whole progression all the way through. So let's see if we can do that even with the chords that are there. Actually, let's just start on G. 1, 2, try it on G, go. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Now let's put it with the actual chords. You ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Time. Back to G. So ultimately, that's all that you need to be successful to play this song. Now, I do want to say that I love the fact that a lot of these Taylor Swift songs are written with less complicated chord changes, which makes it better for people that want to play her songs to recreate them. And this song generally is much more accessible than some other songs by some other artists. It just stays, it's kind of like a throwback, and it's much easier to move in the song. So I hope if you like the song that you're able to use these resources to play it. Now, the other thing I did want to mention is she does a really kind of cool thing in the bridge where she actually uses the F chord, which in the key of G, to move to the F is really shocking, and it's meant to do so. Just like the word lover throughout the song is thrown out there in a way that kind of, gives you kind of a surprise jolt when she uses the word. It's not, it's really brought out in a very, very strong way. So that should be all that you need to know to be successful with the song Lover by Taylor Swift. Thanks for watching. Don't forget that the tutorial is available at ukestuff.info if you want to take a look at the notes and work with them yourself. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.